In 2019, they missed the playoffs. In 2020, they won the championship. In 2021, they were a first round exit. And in 2022, they missed the playoffs again. That pretty much sums up the crazy roller coaster the Los Angeles Lakers have been in the past couple of years. But it's not often a team wins a championship with the best basketball player in the league, then falls so drastically only 2 years later. So how did that even happen? Everything starts in 2018. After 8 years of not winning a single championship, the Lakers decide to sign the best player in the league, LeBron, on a 4-year, $154 million contract. The year was pretty bad for the Lakers, but LeBron had his eyes on one thing and one thing only. Or actually, a couple of things. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and the picks the Lakers had in store. And you see where I'm going with this, but LeBron is not stupid, and he saw the perfect opportunity to get a superstar by simply trading all these pieces that he had. And unlike other players, LeBron is okay with being mediocre in a season if it meant they would be contenders on the next one. And that's a similar pattern that followed LeBron throughout his career, and you might have not caught on. For example, when you saw things were getting bad with the limited Cavs team, he went to the Heat, knowing he would have a huge chance of winning a title. And when he went back to the Cavs, he saw that they had Kyrie, and he knew that they could be contenders once again. And I don't want you to think I'm disrespecting one of the GOATs, but all I'm saying is, he knows what he needs to win. So the next year, he went after the one superstar that would actually help him win. Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, and 3 picks later, they got Anthony Davis. A player that counting up to now is an 8-time All-Star, a 4-time All-NBA, a 4-time All-Defensive, a 2016 All-Star Game MVP, and last but not least, a player on the 75th anniversary list. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say he was a player that could actually take the Lakers from mediocre to champions. And all of a sudden, the Lakers are actually one of the favorites to win this long-awaited championship. And one of the weirdest NBA playoffs started with the Lakers beating the Blazers in only 5 games.
Los Angeles Lakers in 5, advancing to the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Then the Rockets, again, in 5 games.
LeBron James, superb once again here in Game 5.
And then the Denver Nuggets, and you guessed it, in 5 games.
He'll take a 3. LeBron James will hit a 3. Wow. Oh, how about it?
And for the finals, they were going up against the Miami Heat. This time, they didn't beat them in 5, but in 6.
This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers.
And after 10 years of suffering for LA fans, they were now champions. And say what you want to say about the bubble, but they still won it. And the Lakers front office wanted to run it back. So for the next year, they got some more players. After a good offseason and getting a couple more pieces to build around LeBron and Anthony Davis, like Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol, Andre Drummond, and Dennis Schroeder, expectations were actually higher than the year prior, and they were favorites once again to win the 2021 championship. But as you might know, things didn't actually end up going their way after this happened.
Can y'all repeat?
We can. I mean, it's that simple.
Winning a title, LeBron, ooh, down he goes, and he grabs his ankle. Right, lobbing to AD at the spin. Uh-oh.
And AD's hurt again. This time it's a knee.
Injuries got to the Lakers, and they ended up actually falling down in the regular season, which meant they would have a very tough first round in the playoffs against the Suns. But once again, AD and his injuries continued to make the already hard challenge of beating the Suns much harder, and LeBron could simply not do it alone. And the front office was frustrated because they knew they had a bad season, but it was mostly because of things they could not control. So for the 2022 season, they signed one more superstar to increase their chances of once again winning a title. So they signed Russell Westbrook, a 9-time All-Star, a 2-time scoring champ, a 2-time All-Star MVP, a 2016 MVP, and another player on the 75th anniversary list. And the Lakers gave up quite a bit to have him. They gave the Wizards Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, KCP, and a first-round pick. Now, if this was prime Russ, you'll be like, well, that's a steal, come on. But this isn't exactly prime Russ. And although he wasn't the prime Russ, he still averaged a triple-double to the season prior of joining the Lakers. So after they finished the offseason with all these positive moves to help the team, they were now ready to destroy the whole NBA and get that championship. But in reality, this is what really happened. And we could sit here all day, but I think you get my point. They were horrible. And they weren't just horrible. They had no team chemistry, they had no interest in playing, all around a very, very old team, and then listen or respect Frank Vogel. And many more things like this caused the Lakers to be even worse than they were in the year before. Oh yeah, and I did forget to mention one thing. Anthony Davis only played 40 games that season. So looking back on this past year for the Lakers, was it the injuries? Was it the old players? Was it the not respecting the coach? Well, it's a mix of everything. But honestly, if I had to narrow it down to one specific thing, the injuries were by far the most harmful. But enough looking back in the past. What are the Lakers gonna do this season? Well, don't get your hopes too high up. They did re-sign LeBron for 2 more years, but for trades, all they really got was Patrick Beverley. And honestly, with the new coach and everything, I do think the Lakers will be better. But the real question is, how much better?